We are hearing SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM, third Canto. Kapil Bhagavan is explaining to Mother Devahuti. Last time we heard this verse. In executing devotional service, one has to see every living entity equally, without enmity towards anyone, yet without intimate connections with anyone. One, that is, I explained, without any enmity due to bodily consideration or liking based on material consideration. I am Chinese, so I hate Americans. Or I am American, I hate Chinese. That is hate. But I am Chinese, I like Russians. So both are false. Either intimate connection, allies, or enemies. Because in reality, all Jiva souls are part and parcel of same Supreme Lord, being his marginal potency. So devotees, they see them equally, not based on bodily, then enmity or that friendly based on bodily consideration, relations they are not having. One has to observe celibacy, be grave, and execute his eternal activities, offering the results to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Here, eternal activities, Swadharma, means Nitya Karma, that is Varna Ashram Dharma. That is, or it can mean Swadharma, the Dharma of Jiva, which is devotion to Krishna. But because it is offering the results of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, it means here that Varna Ashram Dharma. So here, very nice commentary Shri Bhaktivinoda Swami Maharaj gave. A devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead who seriously engages in devotional service is equal to all living entities. There are various species of living entities, but a devotee does not see the outward coverings. He sees the inner soul inhabiting the body. Because each and every soul is part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he does not see any difference based on bodily consideration. There are transcendental differences, but this is not the topic here. You have to come to this transcendental platform that there is no raga and dvesha, attachment and detachment based on that bodily. This is the vision of a learned devotee. As explained in Bhagavad Gita, a devotee or a learned sage does not see any difference between a learned brahmana, a dog, an elephant, or a cow, because he knows that the body is the outer covering only, and that the soul is actually part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. Part and parcel means one like component or ingredient, but here part and parcel means we are marginal potency. That marginal potency of Supreme Lord is not different from him, but at the same time is different. So in that sense we are part and parcel, not part of him as substance, but part of him as part of his potency. But we are not detached from Supreme Lord. That is why part and parcel, like one ingredient, one part, one that. But which kind, that is also important to know. A devotee has no enmity toward any living entity, but that does not mean that he mixes with everyone. That is prohibited. Aprasangatah means not to be in intimate touch with everyone. A devotee is concerned with the execution of devotional service, and he should therefore mix with devotees only in order to advance his objective. He has no business mixing with others, for although he does not see anyone as his enemy, his dealings are only with persons who engage in devotional service. So he does not have liking based on material consideration, but he has liking for association of devotees, because that will help him advance in his objective, and that is they are very dear to Krishna. So you serve them and cooperate with them for the service. So that is already transcendental association, transcendental liking. It has nothing to do with material liking. He may also cooperate with non-devotees as far as his devotional service is concerned. Like, for example, householders, they are working somewhere. So they are non-devotees, but for the sake of work, he will cooperate with them. But he's using the results of that work for his survival, which is meant for the service of Krishna and for the service of Krishna. So even that kind of mixing is not outside of his devotional service, but only as much as necessary for getting that job done and getting money to be engaged in the service of Krishna. He will not associate with them unnecessarily and too much, and also for other targets, like they will go out to a restaurant to smoke and to drink alcohol. This devotee will not do. But that does not mean that in office he will not speak with them like this. What is necessary for job he will do with that target. A devotee should observe the vow of celibacy. Celibacy does not necessitate that one be absolutely free from sex life. Satisfaction with one's wife is permitted also under the vow of celibacy. That is also counted as celibacy because it is not inappropriate. The best policy is to avoid sex life altogether. That is preferable. Otherwise, a devotee can get married under religious principles and live peacefully with a wife. Means that unrestricted sense enjoyment, which is obstacle to devotional service, that is not allowed. But what is in the context of serving Supreme Lord in religious life, then one can accept that with this target for progressive in their devotional life, and then that is allowed by Shastra and by Guru. A devotee should not speak needlessly. A serious devotee has no time to speak of nonsense. What to speak of speaking nonsense again and again, wasting so much time. And then saying, I have no time to chant Harinam. That is not true. He does not have time. He is wasting his time in unnecessary works and talks. As he's always busy in Krishna consciousness. Our Gurudev also told, what you will gain by criticizing others? That is waste of time. The Shastra prescribes you should speak the glories of Krishna and his devotees. You should chant Harinam, speak Harikatha. These things you should speak. Where is there any prescription to gossip about others, criticize others like this? Then at that time, you spoil your time. You are not engaged in the service of Krishna. Devotees, they don't like idle talks unrelated to the service of Krishna. Whenever he speaks about Krishna. Mauna means silence. Silence does not mean that one should not speak at all, but that he should not speak of nonsense. He should be very enthusiastic in speaking about Krishna. Another important item described here is swadharmena, or being exclusively occupied in one's eternal occupation, which is to act as the eternal servitor of the Lord, or to act in Krishna consciousness. So here Sai Maharaj understood it in this way, Swadharmena, the Jivadharma, as eternal servant of Krishna, not as Varnashram. The next word, Baliyasa, means offering the results of all activities to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. A devotee does not act on his personal account for sense gratification. Whatever he earns, whatever he eats, and whatever he does, he offers for the satisfaction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Like if it is understood as Varnashram Dharma, then you have to do those occupations as prescribed by Shastra and offering the results to Krishna. But in this case, if one sees the Swadharmena as Jivadharma, nature of the soul or function of the soul to serve Krishna as eternal servant, then here also we may do like chanting or speaking Harikatha or deity worship, but offering the results of activities means we are doing all this only for the satisfaction of Krishna, not to seek some reward. Like I will speak Harikatha in the program and everyone should give me some money. Then that is not offering the results to Krishna. You are doing for money. Or you want respect, name and fame. That is not pure devotion. Pujari will say, I will not do puja. Only if you pay me monthly salary, then I will do puja. So that is not directly Varnashram Dharma occupation, but he's doing for getting money, not for the service of Krishna. That is not pure devotion. Actually, one who is devoted to Krishna for his satisfaction is very rare in this world. Very, very rare. Not easy to find. Even subconsciously, unconsciously, we are practicing, but inside there is some purpose why we are doing that. What we want to get. Either to avoid some responsibility or for this, or something is there why we are doing. Very rarely you will find a real devotee in this world. Whatever he earns, whatever he eats, and whatever he does, means all chanting, everything he does for the satisfaction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is not so easy. That is why that anartha nivritti stage is there. There are anarthas which have to be removed by devotional practice. Then when they are removed and you are doing continuously, then you will also get real taste, transcendental taste of serving Krishna, not enjoying taste. Very good dancing, singing. I enjoy, and prasad was very good today. That kind of taste, that is not transcendental taste, which you get if really you do everything for the service of Krishna. Then when someone gets that kind of transcendental taste, then he will naturally say, like Mahaprabhu said, I don't want anything, only I want devotion to you. Because he got that taste. Even he is not interested in liberation. Even if I have to take birth, and in any body, any species, I don't care. Only I want to engage in your service. That is due to having taste. They can say this from the core of heart, sincerely. Like Dhruva, when he got darshan of Supreme Lord, and he was so attracted, and he was in serving mood, then he said, I don't want anything. Then Bhagavan said, you wanted that kingdom. Dhruva said, yes, I wanted. But now I found something better. So how I can desire that? Prahlad Maharaj also not. So that is when one gets transcendental taste. That is not so easy. It is not so cheap. That is why you will see many devotees, they will say, oh, so ecstatic, so this, so every happiness, taste, everything that they will say. But after some time, they will not be enthusiastic anymore, or they will give up, because that was not real taste yet. Rupa Goswami also said about this in 7th verse of Upadeshamrita. As long as ignorance is there, it is like jaundice. Even if you get sweet candy, you will taste it bitter. So it is not that just in the beginning you will get taste. Krishna may give some drops just to encourage you, but that is not stable, and it is not something to be proud of falsely. It is a long way to reach to Ruchi, actually. Sadhu Sangha Bhajana Kriya Anartha Nivritti Nishta. After Nishta, there is Ruchi. And the symptom of Ruchi is he cannot have any other desire, really, from the core of heart. Yadri chayo palabdhena santushto mitabhun muni vivikta sharanakshanto maitra karuna atmavan. Again history. For his income, a devotee should be satisfied with what he earns without great difficulty. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explained, according to our nature, we should have suitable profession, that is according to our Varna Dharma. Then that will not cause much obstacles, not much time, everything, because by talent, by your natural inclination, you will be able to do. But if you deviate, then that will give more trouble. He should not eat more than what is necessary. If you eat more, means you have desire to enjoy taste. There is no other reason. But if someone eats to live for the service of Krishna, then he will eat only as much as required. And higher stage than this is, he will eat prasad, honor prasad, in order to serve Krishna, to satisfy Krishna, to please him by accepting what Krishna is giving. That mood is pure devotees they have. Sadhakas, at least they should have this vision that I have to eat Krishna's prasad in order to survive, in order to be able to serve Krishna. At least this conception they should have. There is also lower conception. That is also something is better than nothing. Oh, very nice. Prasad, good taste, like with enjoying spirit, but at least they will restrict themselves in taking prasad, that which was offered to Krishna. They will not go to restaurant and eat non-veg things and all the time for taste, but they will enjoy prasad, make very nice feast and enjoy. That is better than that one, but it is not very high, and it can also produce some diseases in the long run. But devotee, he will take in order to serve Krishna what is required, what is suitable for his diet. You will see advanced devotees, they will not, even if there is a big feast, they will be very happy to see so many items were offered to Bhagavan. They will be very happy to see and they will praise, but they themselves will not take. Only what is suitable for their service of Krishna, or what they feel Krishna is giving to them for their service, they will take only that. They have no desire to enjoy. But if someone is eating more than it is necessary, it means he has enjoying spirit and he will become sick. And in sickness, he will not be able to do bhajan properly. You will find when Mahaprabhu was giving feast on the disappearance day of Haridas Thakur, then he fed them a lot, but the purpose was to satisfy Supreme Lord and his pure devotee, and devotees, they were accepting in service attitude to that pure devotee and Krishna, not as enjoyment. In order to honor that pure devotee, and he's very dear to Krishna, they will take prasad, not as enjoyment. On that day, they will take more than what is actually required. Mahaprabhu said up to neck, everyone should take, but that is to honor that pure devotee and not for sense enjoyment. Once our Srila Bharati Maharaj told me, Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, up to a very advanced stage, he used to take many sweets, rasa, gula and that. Then Bharati Maharaj asked me, how is it that he did not have any problem? I said, I don't know. Then he said, because he's not taking that out of greed to enjoy. He's taking it as Krishna's prasad, pure vision. Then there is no problem. A person, yes, so he should not eat more than what is necessary. He should live in a secluded place and always be thoughtful, peaceful, friendly, compassionate, and self-realized. Atmavan, word in Sanskrit, Atmavan. He is in possession of Atma, his real self. He knows, who am I? So here, Sai Maharaj is giving explanation. Everyone who has accepted a material body must maintain the necessities of the body by acting or earning some livelihood. A devotee should only work for such income as is absolutely necessary. He should be satisfied always with such income and should not endeavor to earn more and more simply to accumulate the unnecessary. For householders, they will earn and they will survive for the service of Krishna. And there you will find also different householders, how much they will require, and you will find ascetics, they will beg or accept donations, or Madhavendra Puri, even he will not beg. There are different grades also of ascetics, or some ascetics you will see they are collecting a lot and eating, because practitioners on that level. So you will find different degrees. Like Srivas Thakur, he is householder, but he was not earning any money at the time when Mahaprabhu was in his house. On 24 hours he was engaged in his service, not earning money. Because he had that faith, he is the maintainer and he is here, I will serve him. Why I need any separate thing? So here you will find that even those who are self-realized, they know I am not this body, I am Atma, still they will also maintain this body. Some people think, when I know I am Atma, then I will reject this body, I will neglect. But that is not real knowledge. Real knowledge is knowledge of difference, what is Atma, what is body. Like in car, there is driver and there is car. Though they are different, but they have different necessities. Driver needs sandwich and car needs gasoline and other things. So like that realized soul, he knows I'm not this body, but I have this body and it belongs to Krishna, so I have to give him those material necessities by way of prasad in order to survive, in order to serve Krishna. So they will also maintain their body and with knowledge, and perfectly they will do better than others who are thinking I'm this body, and better than those who will only theoretically think I am Atma, so, and they are neglecting the necessities of body. Both is in ignorance. So a devotee should only work for such income as is absolutely necessary. He should not endeavor to earn more and more simply to accumulate the unnecessary. A person in the conditioned state who has no money is always found working very hard to earn some with the object of lording it over material nature. Or you will find Falgu Vairagya, he will neglect bodily necessities and work for bodily necessities. That will also be wrong. It will disturb his mind and he cannot do bhajan because he is not liberated soul now. He's only imagining, yes, I am Atma, so I have nothing to do with this body, I will not do anything. He's imagining. But he is in the body and he's identifying, so when body will be in problem, he will have so much problem that he will not be able to do bhajan properly. That is why in the 8th limb of sadhana bhakti by Rupa Goswami you will find devotee should accept not too much and also not too less material necessities. Not too much, because that will divert your mind. Also not too less. I heard from one senior devotee, there was one Babaji in Vrindavan, he was doing bhajan, but just before he left his body, he became so sick and he was very much disturbed by that. And he himself admitted, I am unable to properly remember Radha Krishna. I neglected this to take care of this, So now I am so much disturbed. My mind is thinking of these things, not of Radha Krishna. So we should take care of material necessities and health and all these things in order to serve Krishna. Like our Bharati Maharaj told me, if I get sick, then that will not divert my or harm my remembrance of Radha Krishna. It will not. Because he's on that realized platform, he's feeling no disturbance because of bodily things. But he said, but you are not like that. So if your body, something is wrong, you will be so disturbed that you will not be able to do bhajan. So you have to take care properly. Take care and do bhajan. So here, one who is in conditioned state, means ignorant, he will also earn money. But why? For sense gratification. Very hard he will work. Like that lady, doctor told her, you will die. You say Hare Krishna. And she said, I cannot speak so many words. And then sons and daughters and others also, they said, you at least once you say Radhe Govinda Hare Krishna. She said, I cannot speak so many words, and speaking other topics. Like that, Gurudev told there was one brahmachari in the mat. He did not want to do any service. Cleaning, cooking. Only he came for prasad and like this. Then after some time, he got married. He was attracted to that way. And then in his house, he was doing everything. What he did not want to do before in the mat. In the house, due to material attachment and relation, he was doing everything. Going to market, cooking, cleaning, everything for wife and children. Because the relation was there, but felt no relation with Supreme Lord. So we think, no, I cannot do this, very hard. I cannot do this service, is very hard. Why you are so heavy on me is very hard, I cannot do. But we don't want to do any service for Krishna and his devotees, because we don't feel that relation and that necessity. Necessity is the mother of invention. But for sense gratification, we are ready to work very hard. Or I will say, I have no time to chant Harinam, I'm so sleepy, I have no time like this. But if there is any gossip or any unnecessary talk, then whole night we can spend talking that thing without any problem. But for Harinam, we will say, there is no time, Prabhu, I have no time. So it depends on what is our realization. So always found working very hard to earn money with the object of lording it over material nature. I want to get this, I want to get this, I want to get, and name and fame, they will say I'm very rich. So working very hard, but if you give some little seva for Krishna, he will not do. It's very hard, I cannot do. But those who are devotees of Krishna, they are ready to accept any hardship. Like Madhavendra Puri, he was very old. But when Gopal said, I need some sandalwood paste because I'm feeling very hot, and that is available only in Puri, is a long way from Vrindavan. Even if you go by train from Vrindavan to Puri, there is some hardship. But Madhavendra, immediately he was ready. walking in that old age. Why? Because he is a devotee. He was very happy, oh, I got this service. So the devotees, they can work very hard for Krishna, but they will not work very hard for unnecessary, that sense gratification thing. But for materialist, it's just the opposite. He will work very hard, day and night, but he will not give a little time for the service of Krishna and energy. Ambarish Maharaj also, he was fully engaged in the service of Krishna. He gave to other ministers to govern this world, all these things. But he himself, with his own hand, being king, he was cleaning the temple room of deity. He was making garland with his own hand, offering arati, everything he was doing, being king. Because he's a devotee. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, what is night for materialists is day for transcendentalists. And what is day for transcendentalists is night for materialists. In night, one is not active. In daytime, he is active. So transcendentalists, they are very active in service of Krishna, but not active in material sense gratification and earning for that purpose. That is night, not active. But materialist, very active in material way, but no night for service, no activity. Kapila Deva instructs that we should not endeavor hard for things which may come automatically without extraneous labor. The exact word used in this connection, yadrichaya, means that every living entity has a predestined happiness and distress in his present body. This is called the law of karma. It is not possible that simply by endeavors to accumulate more money, a person will be able to do so. Otherwise, almost everyone would be on the same level of wealth. In reality, everyone is earning and acquiring according to his predestined karma, according to previous activities. Someone will work very hard but will have very little. Someone will not do anything but will have so much. That is why Prahlad Maharaj said to demon boys, no one wants unhappiness, no one wants pain, no one wants disease. And no one is endeavoring to get that. But it comes automatically because of our previous karma. In the same way, material happiness and all these things will also come automatically by our previous karma. So you should not endeavor for this, thinking this is the goal of life, this is target. You engage yourself in the service of Krishna. Don't waste time for that. It will come automatically. So yes, this is true. Everyone working 8 hours, but not all have same money. In reality, yes, according to the Bhagavatam conclusion, we are sometimes faced with dangerous or miserable conditions without endeavoring for them. And similarly, we may have prosperous conditions without endeavoring for them. We are advised to let these things come as predestined. We should engage our valuable time in prosecuting Krishna consciousness. This is from Prahlada's teaching, demon boys. In other words, one should be satisfied by his natural condition. If by predestination one is put into a certain condition of life which is not very prosperous in comparison to another's position, one should not be disturbed. he should simply try to utilize his valuable time to advance in Krishna consciousness. Now, advancement in Krishna consciousness does not depend on any materially prosperous or distressed condition. It is free from the conditions imposed by material life. A very poor man can execute Krishna consciousness as effectively as a very rich man. That Pratishtanpur Brahmin is example in Shastra. He offered mentally to Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord was satisfied. He was so poor, he had nothing. But mentally he offered very good dishes to Supreme Lord. Supreme Lord was satisfied with him and he took him to Vaikuntha. Sridhar Pandit in Navadip, Mayapur. He was so poor, but he was always happy. He was selling the bananas, a very simple house, broken house, even pot was leaking water, but he was not disturbed. He was doing Harinam whole night, chanting very blissfully, loudly he was chanting. Even Mahaprabhu teased him. He said, Sridhar, why you are so poor? You are worshipping Ganga, who is coming from the lotus feet of Supreme Lord Narayan. He is most opulent. Why you are so poor? And others who are worshipping Goddess Kali, they are so rich. Why is it? Then Sridhar said, the bird in the nest is getting same happiness as king in the palace. That sense gratification happiness is same for everyone. Then Mahaprabhu was very satisfied with him. And he said, you have real wealth. One day I will show to the world who is a really rich person. You have real wealth. I will show one day to the whole world. You are the most rich person in this whole world. Then later when Mahaprabhu exhibited his divine form, then he called Sridhar and he offered him everything. This whole world, liberation, yogic powers, everything he offered, money, everything. But Sridhar said, no, I don't want any of this. I only want your service. That is real wealth. Why? Because our Buddha said, why we want other things, money, all this? To get happiness. But they cannot give. So what is actual wealth? Actual wealth is happiness. And who is happy? The only one who is engaged in the service of Krishna. Whole night he was blissfully chanting Harinam, Sridhar. He was having such taste, no any other desire, in service of Krishna. Whole night he was chanting. So here, a very poor man can execute Krishna consciousness as effectively as a very rich man, like Ambarish Maharaj, very rich man. The only thing is whether you want or not. Otherwise, material conditions are not any obstacle. But sometimes we try to make excuse why we are not doing, because this. But it is true that conditioned souls who are not liberated from all this misidentification and necessities of body, all this, they will be little more disturbed in like diseased condition like this, that will give some diversion of mind. So they should take care of as much as possible, as much as practically possible. And Krishna will help sincere souls. If really you are wanting to do bhajan, Krishna will help you also in getting such facilities that you can do bhajan. But if you are not willing to do bhajan, then why he will help? Some people, they go to Supreme Lord to ask for material things. They not for the sake of bhajan, but for enjoyment. That is better than nothing, but it is not real devotion. It will give you some sukriti, but real devotee, they are not asking anything Supreme Lord. They only want to engage in his service. Krishna is automatically giving everything what they require without asking. And devotees, they see it is by the grace of Krishna. What is happening? It is by his will, so they are never disturbed. But such real devotees, those who are devoted to Krishna, not to own personal interest, they're very rare in this world. That I have personal interest is shown in certain events when they happen, when that interest, my interest is not fulfilled, how unbalanced I become, and angry and violent, all this, and criticize everything I throw out, only due to that self-interest being disturbed, blocked. Very rare to find someone who has only desire to satisfy Krishna. And he's the only one peaceful in this world. All others are disturbed. Like in Vienna, our Shanta Maharaj, his pujari, he might have some serious illness, not sure, something there, but when he was taken to doctors, the devotee who took him to doctor, he told me later on, just recently now it happened, doctors were amazed, like it is about some serious condition, something is there, and they asked that devotee who took him there, how is he so peaceful? How he can be so peaceful? Why? Because his desire is for the service of Krishna, not for anything else. That is why he's peaceful, and even non-devotees, doctors, they can notice, because they could notice the difference between other patients, they come to them, they're fully disturbed. I may die, how I will enjoy all this time, but Shanta Maharaj, okay, let us see what is there. Fully peaceful. Yes, so healthy or unhealthy, they are not disturbed. That Vasudeva Vipra, he was having leprosy, but he was doing bhajan, Harinam. And so compassionate to other living entities, when those worms in his body, they fell down, he picked them up and put them inside again. Then when Mahaprabhu embraced him, then he got very nice body by the touch of Mahaprabhu. It is not only that there are other healers, miraculous healers. Mahaprabhu can also do. But for devotees, he is always giving what is required. Not for giving you health to engage in sense gratification later on. So new body, totally beautiful, healthy, strong, and golden. Then that Vipra, Vasudeva Vipra was regretting, why you gave me this? Now everyone will come, they will like me, they will give respect, I will become proud, how I will do bhajan. So this is how devotee they are thinking. He was not disturbed by that unhealthy condition. He was worried about this good condition. But Mahaprabhu told him, no, you will not become proud. Always you chant Harinam, and you also inspire others to engage in the service of Krishna by chanting. And that Kurma Vipra, he was household devotee, he served Mahaprabhu, and Mahaprabhu told him to chant, and he was chanting everything. Then that Kurma Vipra was so attracted to Mahaprabhu, he wanted to go with him. He said, you please rescue me. I am here engaged in material existence, material enjoyment, this Bishoy, all this. You please rescue me, you take me with you. Rescue me from this condition. Then Mahaprabhu said, no, don't say like this. You stay here in the house and you always chant Harinam. You will never be touched by material sense enjoyment, and moreover, you also inspire others to chant Harinam, staying here in the house. Mahaprabhu told him, Amar Agyai Guru Hoya Taroidesh. By my order become Guru and deliver this land. Why you will go with me? No. And no need to give up your house. Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj told, there is no, the only sannyasis, brahmacharis can preach. Only they can be acharyas. That is not the case. Here Mahaprabhu told him, no, you don't go with me. You remain here, but always you have to chant Harinam, and by my order, you become Guru and deliver this land. So this service Mahaprabhu gave him. So in both cases, Mahaprabhu told him, you will not be proud if you will always chant Harinam and you preach. And to him also he said, you will not be engaged in sense enjoyment if you will always chant and you preach. So who is eligible to preach? One who is established at least in this Trinada Pisonichana, Tarora Pisahisnuna, Amanina Manadena Kirtanya Sadahori. Such a devotee, he can effectively preach, inspire others, and guide them properly, not for ulterior motives. I saw many devotees, they came to our Srila Bharati Goswami Maharaj in Calcutta. And they used to present him with so many ideas and so many, we will preach in this way and this preaching, all preaching, presenting how they want to preach. I want to do this for preaching, preaching all the time, preaching. He was listening, then he said, no. First, you have to practice this. Trinada Pisunichana, Tarora Pisahisnana, Amanina Manadena, Kirtanya Sadahuri. He did not approve of any of their ideas for preaching. Totally rejected. I was there myself, I was there. He said, no. First you have to practice this. Then we will see further. And they were all surprised by hearing. Then later, gradually, they understood what was his point. If we do preaching, but keeping some personal interest inside, then that is not actually preaching. First, you have to be devoted to Krishna. Then you will be able to inspire others and engage others in the service of Krishna. Otherwise, you will preach for some your own thing, and you will misuse others for your own thing. And it happened in history. In many cases, we can see. So it is not a joke. First, we have to be established, or we may assist in helping someone who is on that platform, who is preaching, like assisting him, as Swami Maharaj used his disciples. He's a real devotee, and the other disciples, he used them, they would assist, like distributing books, all these things, organizing programs, all. And it was going on well, perfect. Why? Because his target was correct. But if I deviate from that target, then there is another thing. So tomorrow, and tomorrow is some holiday, I'm not sure. Either we will hear that, or we can further hear how devotees, they should practice and how they should live for the service of Krishna.